The Zacks rank, value, momentum, growth, and income all factor into Zacks rank buys.
Well, when it comes to growth and income, apparently technology is the place to be, and that's where our editor of our Income Investor Service here at Zacks, Brian Hamilton, is focused in the two stock picks that we're going to discuss with him right now.
The technology sector has been on fire as of late. The companies that have reported earnings already are up 23% year over year.
Wow.
And the next 3 quarters are supposed to see double-digit growth as well. So we're not in an isolated little thing here. We're in a big upswing trend here. So we're looking at nice long-term growth for some of these companies in the technology sector, specifically the two I'm going to be talking about.
Yeah, and so Microsoft, the first one you're going to talk about, a big part of that trend.
Oh, huge part. Microsoft recently reported earnings where they easily beat both the Zacks consensus earnings and revenue estimates. Both earnings and revenues were up over 10% on a year-over-year basis. But the really big driver for Microsoft of late has been their cloud, which saw revenues increase by 56%, and their Azure platform grew by 90%, double that of Amazon Web Services cloud. Management also increased their revenue guidance for next quarter. But most importantly, they're returning cash back to their shareholders. They increased their quarterly dividend by 8% to give their annual dividend yield of 2%. Now, on Tuesday, the company also launched their new gaming console, their Xbox One X. Now, it's going to be a little while before we get the sales numbers back, but if the lines outside the door are any indication, it's going to do pretty well. I want to see, show you how this has impacted their price and earnings consensus here on the price and earnings consensus graph.
Sure.
As you can see, the price is doing pretty well since mid-2015, and a nice upwardly momentum here. But most importantly, what we see here are increases in their annual estimates here, which gives us a nice, really good growth story here. And we can see this a little better on our detailed estimates page right here. As you can see, the next 2 quarters have been positively revised, and so the next 2 years have been positively revised. So what we have is a really good, strong growth with their cloud and an increasing dividend payment.
And as far as I can understand, their earnings that they just reported are expected to be a key catalyst in near future operating margin expansion.
Most definitely, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Intel, another part of that updraft trend.
Yeah, Intel also recently reported earnings where they really crushed both the Zacks consensus earnings and revenue estimates. Now, they saw growth in 3 major areas. They saw it in their data center, their Internet of Things, and their memory division. But Intel has really been making the news lately because they're going after NVIDIA, and they're doing that in 3 different fashions. First, they recently acquired Mobileye, which is their autonomous driving vehicles, which is NVIDIA's a direct competitor up. Secondly, they just announced that they're partnering up with AMD to create this really nice high-end light laptop that's going to use an AMD graphic card and an Intel processor, and this is mostly going to be used for high-end gaming. Now, to also increase their graphics division, they announced yesterday they went out and hired AMD's former head of graphics, so they're making a huge push into this division. Now, management also increased both earnings and revenue estimates for next quarter, and the company pays a really solid 2.3% dividend yield. And we can really see how this has helped them out lately on their pricing consensus graph as well.
Okay.
If we take a look here, the company was muddling around from 2015 here, but it has really started to move up of late. But again, most importantly, their estimates have increased even while they're muddling, and they're increasing now. Again, a solid growth story here. And we can see that a little better in their detailed estimates here. As you can see, the next 2 quarters have seen positive estimate revisions, and so have the next 2 years. Now, Intel has a couple extra growth drivers than Microsoft does, and they pay a little better dividend. So what we have is 2 good growth stories that are paying solid above 2% dividends, and this growth is expected to go out through 2018 for both of them.
All right, and that yesterday you referred to was Wednesday, November the 8th for people following along on the calendar. Do you own either of these?
No, I don't, but I do have them both in the income investor portfolio.
All right, well, that's good enough for us. In the meantime, check out more stock information on our website, Zacks.com. And to do that, all you need to do is get over to the homepage, because there is where you begin to see stock picks, stock picking strategies, and commentary all laid out for you. And then you start searching for individual stocks if you want, and you'll just see more of the same. With Brian, I'm Terry Ruffalo.